Friends, Greg, New Master, coming at you again with another action figure review. Finally, I have Super 7 Thundercats Ultimates Cheetara. Finally, we have the whole team, the original team, the core Thundercats. If you like the video, please like and subscribe, because you people rock, and I just like making action figure reviews. And I want to get to 1,000 subscribers because it's just a fun goal. But that being said, let's crack this baby open. I'm so excited. I think it feels like it's been 3 years. I think that's right. Maybe 2 years. We've all been waiting for this figure. We got Wave 3 earlier than Wave 2. And when we got it, we didn't get Cheetara. So we didn't get the primary Thundercat that we wanted anyhow, so it was extremely disappointing when that wave came and we didn't get her. But now here she finally is, and get to see for ourselves if we like her. I've been getting a lot of negative reviews about it so far, and from what I've seen myself, when Brian Flynn presented it on his YouTube channel from Super 7, that it didn't look very good. The eyes looked really weird to me, so I'm gonna get to see it in person and actually see if I like her. So here we go. This is what I got. Mine was damaged in the mail. So there's the slip cover. Hopefully yours was not damaged. And we'll pop this baby open. All the Thundercats Ultimates come in this slip cover. And pull that out, and then they also come in this nice plastic bag, which I appreciate. Mine came upside down like that, and it was damaged right there on the side of the box. So devalues it a little bit if I decide to sell it, resell it. So there's the beautiful Thundercats logo. Thundercats, one of the greatest cartoons of all time, in my opinion. 1980s prime. That introduction, you just can't beat it. There's nothing better than that introduction, animation-wise. Animation, music, dynamics, colors, it's just awesome. I mean, honestly, seeing that is really what got me into anime as a kid, because that was created by a Japanese anime studio. That being said, here's the back of the box, original Thundercats logo, and there is Super 7 on the bottom, and they all come in these. Here's the top, nice slip cover, and let's get a look at her. And I don't know, I just don't know. I'm really happy about the third head. I like the glow-in-the-dark eyes. I'll show you guys in a minute and do a comparison to help you understand at least how I feel about it. I don't know about how other people feel about it and the disappointment. Here's the bio on the back. I believe this is an image from a reaction figure. I don't collect them though, so correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. Cheetara, the brave and noble Cheetara, is the fastest of the Thundercats and possesses the ability to run with lightning-fast speed. Though she's often the voice of reason, Cheetara is also an agile fighter. Her speed is particularly formidable when combined with offensive attacks from her bow staff. Furthermore, Cheetara possesses a sixth sense, a mystical psychic ability which enables her to sense evil and have visions of the past and future. Yeah, she was always awesome. She was like the elder statesman female Thundercat, and I don't know, I always kind of wanted her to be the queen of the Thundercats, like Lion-O is the king. Granted, in the original show, though physically he's old enough, mentally he was only 12, so that would be kind of weird. I like the dynamic that they had in the 2000s Thundercats, where Lion-O was sort of like a teenager, and Tigra was like a little bit older, and he was his brother, and they both liked Cheetara. But I don't know. I just always thought she would have been a good queen of the Thundercats, or just even ended up with Tigra. So, but it seems like in the show, Tigra and Pumaira end up together. But anyhow, Lion-O needs a queen. So that being said, let's bust this baby open and check her out and see what she actually looks like in person, and then I can give a fair critique. It's just so disappointing in a lot of ways, all the quality control issues that we've had with these figures, because so many of us collectors have waited forever to get these, and we've never had a full team of Thundercats, and this is the first time that we ever, as action figure collectors, have the opportunity to have the full team together. So it is exciting in that regard, but it's disappointing because it's not exactly what we were promised. You know, they show us one thing with the mock-ups and then give us another, and I know he's explained at length, at nauseum, what happened with the factories and all that kind of stuff, and I know the pandemic screwed things up, but I don't know, paid good money for these figures. This is 50 bucks, you know, and now they're even more because of inflation, so I don't know. It's just not fun when, you know, things aren't the way that you think they're going to be. So let's get her out. And see what she looks like. Alright, so I mean, the face, it doesn't look too bad. And I'm actually surprised. This hair is soft. When they were presenting it online, like the first sneak peek, it seemed like this was really hard, but this is soft hair. It's like a soft plastic, so that's really exciting. The cheetah spots look really nice. The only thing I didn't like when I saw this is I didn't like the eyes. They don't look too bad. They look way better than I thought. But here's the original prototype here. And I want you guys to see this. This is what's presented on Big Bad Toy Store. So, you know, her eyeshadow is really nice, and the eyes look a lot smaller, and you can see more of the purple eyeshadow. You can barely see it here. And if you compare the two, I don't know, her eyes look a little they're off. They're a little bit cross-eyed. It just looks so much better in this image versus what we actually get. This looks like a knockoff compared to like what this should be. So I don't know. I think they stopped showing like the mock-ups because they were just too good compared to what we were actually getting. But this doesn't look that bad. It's just like, see like the sharp line of her eyelashes, like the black line, that looks so much better. We don't have that on this, and I can attempt to like paint it on to make it look the way that it was, but you know, then I risk like messing it up really bad, and I just shouldn't have to do that. In the eyeshadow, the purple eyeshadow is way thicker, and I love the way this looks. I don't love the way this looks. I'm just going to accept it because that's all that I have. So that is disappointing. The other big thing that they talked about is they redid the hips. So we'll go over let's get a look at her from the back side. So initially the hips were way too big and wide, and that was like the big problem. So they just sent it back and redid it at a new factory, and that's why it took so long. So I don't know, it looks fine. I don't even think the original hips would have bothered me, but we'll see. So let's check her out. So arms go up like that. We get the full bend, so 90 degrees, which is really nice. And then, ooh, this is stuck there. Okay, it came. Didn't want to break it though. So we get the full 90 degrees in the elbow bend. There is elbow rotation. Let's see. There's not really much quality control issues on this figure compared to the Tigra. The Tigra was a disaster for most people. Mine wasn't too bad, but for a lot of people it was a disaster. Like the spots on the shoulders, that looks really good. I like how the bracelet is nice and loose. So that's cool. I had the impression that it was sculpted on, but it's not. There's her gauntlet on her wrist, and you can put the shrunken bow staff in there, which is great. let's see, we got torso articulation. So we get the rotation in the rib cage, in the upper rib cage under the breast. So the cut is right at the breast, which actually makes sense for female figures because you can sort of just hide that line and it looks nice there. But they could have given her a waist cut, but they didn't. So dynamic running poses, it's going to be up top. And let's check out the legs. So the legs go up really high. So that's a nice split there. So for running, if you want to do like a nice running pose with her, you got that going. So that's cool. That's a nice dynamic pose. Let's see the straddle. So this is a soft rubber, just like all the other Thunder trunks, excuse me. She can do a full straddle, which is very nice. That's what it looks like underneath. And then there's an articulation in the hip joint, so there's a little bit of rotation if you want that. My biggest complaint about the Super 7 is the articulation. Look at that knee joint. That's just pathetic. I know Brian Flynn said that he's not a big fan of articulation. So I'm going to say to Brian Flynn, I'm thankful for these figures, but I'm the opposite of you, good sir. I love articulation. So give me the double jointed knees. Give me as much as you can within reason. That's not going to mess up the sculpt. But I love articulation. So this is really bad articulation because we don't even get a full 90-degree bend in the knee. And she's a dynamic figure, so she's a runner. Even though it doesn't look that bad for posing, I just, you know, as a kid, I dreamed of that because when we were little, the action figures barely had any articulation. You know, some good ones, and the best was in the G.I. Joes. The original G.I. Joe figures had great articulation. Some of the Super Friends figures or the Superpowers had decent articulation. Like Batman, the animated series figures were awful. There was just articulation in the shoulders and the hips, and that was it. So, you know, I'm a big fan of articulation. That being said, there's the ankle, and we have the pivot as well. So she can pivot on her ankles. And there's that nice hinge there. And then what else do we have? There's a hinge in the wrist. So we got that as well. And I'm gonna bust out all the accessories in a moment. But let's get a look at that face one more time. Just so you guys can see. Yeah, so it's not as good as the demo or the prototype, but it's not bad. It's a lot better looking in person. I like that it's soft. My figure doesn't have any quality control issues, so I'm really happy about. So, not too bad. Let's take a look at the other things. And then we'll do some size comparisons. So, I'm very happy that they actually gave us the glow-in-the-dark eyes. And let's see if that works right now. See if we can get, yeah, so you can actually see the glow-in-the-dark action working a little bit there. There's a little bit too much light in my room right now. But if I can, see if I can get it dark enough to make them light up. But that's pretty cool. I actually think I'm going to use this head instead of the head that came on the figure because I like it better. I like the glowing eyes, so I'm going to swap that off right now. Oh, there's a barbell on the neck, just so you saw that. And actually, like, when she uses her Sixth Sense, you know, sort of evocative of that. I can't remember if her eyes glow when she uses the Sixth Sense or not, but I don't know. I like it. She looks way cooler with the glowing eyes, so I'm going to keep this head on her because I like that better. Because her eyes are, like, googly-eyed here. Like, look at that. That just looks so much better. The glow-in-the-dark eyes. So, thank you, Super 7, for giving us at least that. So, I appreciate that. What else do we get? We get the windswept hair for her running. I don't know if I'm... That's the thing. Like, you appreciate the accessories, but you never really use most of them. I think the eyes look a little bit better on the windswept hair, actually, than on the initial head sculpt too. They look a little bit more centered, but anyhow, that's what that looks like. Very nice. There it is on the top. Look at all the cheetah spots. Looks really good. So I'm pleased about that. Excuse me. So they give us the mirror. I believe the mirror is from season 1. I forget. I totally forget, honestly. I was trying to look it up before I did the review, but I couldn't find it, and I just wanted to do the review because I really wanted to get the figure out and look at it. But there's this cool mirror. I think it's from season 1. Some plot device. I forget what happens. But, yeah, Thundercat mirror. Please tell me what this is about, if you guys know, in the comments, because I forget. Honestly, I don't remember what any of these accessories are, except for the main ones. So she has this, Brian Flynn called this a locket. So I don't know if it's a communicator or a locket. I've heard other people call it a communicator. I just can't remember. It's been so long and there's so many episodes and so many small details of things to remember. So you get an open one and a closed one. There's the closed one. Unnecessary. One of these would have been fine in my opinion. But that's nice. Appreciate that. Here is the flute. I don't remember what this is from. I feel like this is all season 1 stuff. That was the funny thing about Thundercats is there was a lot of weird, goofy filler episodes where they would just go all over the place. Like, Thundercats was mixed with fantasy and sci-fi, all kinds of stuff. They literally just threw everything at it in the show. So these are the main accessories I care about. So you get the mini bow staff, which is awesome, and it can go on her gauntlet like so. And I love that, just how Lion-O can hold the Sword of Omens in the claw shield. So you get the bow staff, and I loved her bow staff. It was so cool. I mean, all the weapons were cool on the show because they all had, like, gimmicks, and they could all do different things. Like, whatever the writers wanted them to do to serve the plot of the story, the weapon could do. But this thing could grow and shrink. It could bend. It shoots fire out the end. It does all sorts of things. So here's the longer bow staff. I'm going to switch her hands out in a moment so we can have her holding that. So just so you can see here, it's the horizontal hinge instead of the vertical hinge, which is disappointing. I was hoping they would learn their lesson with that because I prefer the vertical hinge where it's right here on the top instead of the way that it is here for weapon holding purposes. But what are you going to do? So you have 4 sets of hands total, 1, 2, 3, and then the hands that are on Cheetara herself. And I'm going to put this hand on like so we can get a good look at her holding the bow staff. And yeah, that slides in there nice and tight. You can spin it around. She's always twirling it. She does it in the introduction as well and kind of holds it behind her back and does like a sort of dynamic kung fu pose. But yeah, looks great. What else do we get? We get this fire effect. This thing is huge and heavy. That's like really heavy. That's almost as heavy as the figure itself. And it's it's supposed to go on the bow staff, but that thing is just so heavy. So I'll probably never use this, but I appreciate it. Thank you, Super 7. What else do we have? So let's just take a brief look at the other hands. So we have the... if I can even get it out. It's so stuck in there. So we get the open claw hand, which is really nice. It's nice too. They even put a little bit of paint on there, as you can see. There's like a triangle there. And Swap that out. So you get a nice claw hand, because they are cats after all, right? Anthropomorphic cats. Is that how you say that word? Anthropomorphic. So anyhow. And then you get a couple open hands. So she's like sprinting. I always call these sprinting hands. So it's like it's a knife hand or sprinting hand. If you want to do dynamic running poses for Cheetara, which she deserves. So pretty cool, pretty cool. Yeah, so this is how I'll display her. With the glowing eyes, the nice open claw hand, bow staff in hand, and just ready to go. I mean, she looks really good, and I'm thankful for the glow-in-the-dark head, because that saves it for me. Because otherwise, she had googly eyes, and I didn't appreciate that. So she looks great, and I'm thankful to finally have a modern Cheetara in the classic look. Here's a comparison of the 2000 Thundercat Cheetara. It's a smaller scale, so she's much bigger, and she's in the new design. But I really wish they would have continued this show. So that's her with the newer Cheetara. Here's her with the Matty Collector Pumaira. Now you can see the massive size difference. I didn't get the newer Super 7 Pumaira because I already had this one and I was happy with it. It didn't really matter to me that she was tall. Here is Panthro, just so you can get some size comparisons. We'll throw Lion-O in there, Lord of the Thundercats himself. And yeah, he's just massive compared to her. And then we have Tigra as well. So Tigra and Lion-O are about the same size. Panthro is, geez, is Panthro? Panthro is the same size as Cheetara. And of course, Pumaira is an Amazon. So anyhow, she looks great. Was it worth the wait? Yeah, I guess so. If you're a Thundercats fan, you know, that's what you got to keep in mind. We finally have these figures. We have the core team. So I don't have WilyKit and WilyCat. I used to have the Matty Collector San Diego Comic-Con versions, but I sold them a long time ago. And then once they started releasing these, I figured they would release the Thunder Kittens soon enough. So I'll pick those up when they come. I really want Snarf. Give me Snarf, give me Bengali, and I'll be really happy. So, anyhow, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I do recommend Cheetara. She looks awesome, especially with the glow-in-the-dark eyes. The regular heads, in my opinion, not so much. It seems like they fixed up the quality control issues as well that they had with Season 2, or Series 2, because they changed the factories. So my logo looks good. there goes the dreaded Tigra. Anyhow, yeah, this guy was a mess, but what are you gonna do? She looks good. I highly recommend the figure. God bless you all, and if you like the video, please like and subscribe. Thank you very much.